Spring sunglasses?
Yeah, it's spring.
Oh, it's the first week of spring. Good morning and welcome to Cooley Outdoors. I am your host, Brandon Scott. With me as usual is Nash.
Hello.
And yes, it may be the first week of spring, but we're going to go play in the snow. And it's not great snow. It's 36 and drizzly today. We're up at Paradise. I should probably tell you where we are. We're up at Paradise at Mount Rainier National Park. And the plan is to go kind of follow the Skyline Trail in reverse and go see some forbidden waterfalls. I say forbidden.
Oh, no.
Because in the summer, when there's no snow and the trails are out, you have to stick to the trails in Paradise because there is hundreds of thousands of people that walk these trails. So if you go off trail, everyone's going to go off trail and then you're going to ruin the meadows. So don't do it. But in the winter, when there's 10 feet of snow on the ground and you can go wherever the heck you want.
Who cares?
Exactly. Who cares? As long as you stay on the snow and don't go bashing on trees, you can go wherever you want and do whatever you want. So we're going to go walk right up to some waterfalls that are close to some of the trails but aren't at the trails that you can see from a distance but you can't get up to the base of. And we're going to try and get up to the base of them. Namely, Sluiskin Falls, and maybe Alta Vista Falls and a couple of the falls on Edith Creek, but they just might be buried under snow and not big enough. I'm pretty sure Sluiskin Falls has enough water going over it year-round to keep it unburied from the snow, so that's going to be our main goal. It'll be a mile and a half-ish one way. We'll also stop at Myrtle Falls. But yeah, we're going to go snowshoe up around the upper ends of Paradise Valley. Thank you for joining us. So, technically, if you want to be specific, we are roughly following the Mazama Ridge route in the Snowshoe Routes Washington book by Dan Nelson. And I say roughly because we are starting at Paradise. We're going to go to Myrtle Falls, and then we are going to wrap around like that. But we're shooting for Sluiskin Falls, which is about here. So we'll be taking a bit higher up. But we're pretty much doing the first part of Mazama Ridge, where you kind of go around the top of Paradise Valley and then go down along the ridge, but we're not going that far. So that's kind of the area we're at, but we're more off trail, shooting around, roughly following the Skyline Trail, roughly following the Mazama Ridge Snowshoe Trail. But we're kind of going where we can get to the waterfalls, which I have GPS'd in my GPS app. So that's pretty much what we're doing. And it's kind of ick out.
It's gross.
Drizzle.
Pretty, but gross.
Drizzly, warm, but that also means there's nobody in the parking lot this morning, so we get the place to ourselves, which is nice.
I shouldn't use it for my sunglasses.
Yep. Good.
Even my bag gets even the bags that they come in are already microfiber.
So, when there's enough snowpack, the SnowPlay sledding runs are right here.
Yeah.
But that requires all these trees to be under.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
like they require, I think it's 100 inches to have the SnowPlay area open. Anywho, good morning, YouTube. If you skipped through the intro and the book parts and you're wondering why is it foggy and gross, well, that is the Paradise Visitor Center. That's the climbing center. We're up here at Paradise and Mount Rainier National Park. It is March 26th, so late March. It is the spring snowshoe, and oh, you can smell the trees because it's been warm the last couple days. You can already smell the trees a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Quick snow check. It's kind of icy, but it's all right. Could be a lot slushier. Morning. Yes, it may be the first week of March, but up here at 54 feet of elevation in the Cascade Mountains of Washington, on the side of a volcano, which is right there through the fog, there is still a good 8 to 10 feet of snow on the ground. Did you not tighten down your...
I did, it just came off.
Huh, I guess you have to retighten it. Technical... Did you not do your ankle strap?
No, I did, it just came off.
Huh, okay, well, technical difficulties. While Nash is fixing his snowshoe, we are gonna go that direction, roughly retrace the Skyline Trail or the Mazama Ridge snowshoe route in various books. that I talked about in the book section, but we're gonna go to some waterfalls that you can't get to the base of in summer because you're not allowed to go tromping through the meadows in Paradise for obvious reasons. But the nice thing about winter is you can go wherever you want, and as long as you're not like running into a tree, you're not going to do any damage to any vegetation. So you can literally go snowshoe, ski, or snowboard wherever you want. Now, with that caveat, it has to come with discretion. Don't be dumb, because it's not like you're at a ski resort where someone knows where you're going. There's routes where everybody goes along, and then there's a ski patrol that's going to come find you at the end of the day. If you go off and go do something dumb, and nobody knows where you went, nobody knows where to start looking, and they ain't going to find you. So we are going technically off trail, off one of the established snowshoe routes, because this just goes to Myrtle Falls and up the Edith Creek Valley and then back around. So we're going to go technically backcountry tromping, but multiple people know where we're going, and I'm also avoiding any and all avalanche routes, and the snow is pretty stable. The avalanche warning is going from low to moderate today as it warms up. Okay. So with all that taken into account, there is always the power to turn around if I need to. And because of the fog, it's technically could be considered whiteout conditions, even though it is above freezing and it'll rain and not snow today. But the fog is thick, so just got to be careful and take it slow. It should be a good adventure. Yes, that is the Paradise Inn, historic, famous. You probably have heard of it. You probably have heard of the Paradise area. If not, highly advised coming up here in summer. There should be a video in a couple of months there. I'm sure I'll take video of being up here in the summer. But if you're watching this before summer, there will be no link at that sound. Otherwise, you ready to rock?
Ready.
All right, let's go. So in the summer, when there's no snow, this section of trail that we're walking on, this first half mile or so to Myrtle Falls, is a flat, paved, wide trail. It is literally this wide in the summer because thousands upon thousands of people a day take this part of the trail. Like literally hundreds of thousands of people probably come up to Paradise in the summer, and a vast majority of them take this section of trail to Myrtle Falls and don't go much further, which I'm not going to be here nor there about it, because people want to come up here and check it out, and they can check it out and they can go as far as they want. Oh yeah, it has been warm the last couple of days. It is the first week of spring after all. It has been above freezing for most of the week, so the snow is not in the greatest condition, but because there's been no snow on most of these spruces for the last couple of weeks and it's been warm enough, they've all started to wake up. So every once in a while, take a deep breath, and it sure as heck smells like spring with all the spruce scent in the air. Back into the lodge, I believe that's where the kitchen is. I know that's where the restaurant portion of the lodge is. That's also where the kitchen is, I believe. Now we got up here at about 10 o'clock on a Saturday, and the parking lot was probably a quarter to a third of the way full, which is wholly unexpected. Any time in the year, if the road to Paradise is open and you get here at 10 o'clock, the parking lot's probably gonna be full, especially in summer. The reason it's not full is A, it's warm out, B, it's supposed to rain today, so a lot of people don't want to bother and get snobby this kind of year. They've been snowshoeing all winter in good snow. They don't want to come deal with cruddy snow. And C, they don't open the gate till 9 o'clock. So it takes half an hour, 40 minutes to get up here. So the first people didn't even get up here till about 9:30. We have turned the corner, probably gone a quarter of a mile. The lodge is back that direction. This is where they stopped grooming because you kind of get a bit cliffy over here, but in the summer the trail is still quite wide. Myrtle Falls, our first objective, is pretty much a quarter mile in the trees over there, and then we'll turn across the head of the valley. And Sluiskin Falls, if it was summertime, is a nice pretty waterfall somewhere in that vicinity, dumping out of the corner of what is the feature that is called Mazama Ridge. If you've watched some previous videos, the Mazama Ridge terminates pretty much at Inspiration Point, and you have to go around it either driving or snowshoeing to get to Reflection Lakes. If you go watch, let's go the one where we went up and over Mazama Ridge, we'll put that there. There's an option, I mean, one of the snowshoe routes, the one I was talking about on the book earlier, you pretty much skirt the valley, you climb up pretty much at Sluiskin Falls in a climbing traverse, and then you ride the top of the ridge all the way down to Reflection Lakes, which, if it was a sunny day, that's a really good thing to do the first time. But that's not what we're out here for, and that requires a 2-car shuttle. And gas prices are a little high to run a 2-car shuttle for a crappy snowshoe. You can do it in the summer though, there's a whole bunch of good car shuttles to do up here. But this feature down below us is the Upper Paradise Valley, where the Paradise River runs through. In the summer, there is a one-way road going from up Paradise downhill towards Narada Falls, where a bunch of extra parking is held. In winter, obviously, they're not going to plow it because all that down there is avalanche slope, which actually makes for some pretty fun skiing. I've seen people who are, you know, cooler than me and actually badass coming out here and backcountry skiing, and they put their snowshoes on, go to the top of Mazama Ridge, and they just bang, 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 bang all day. Backcountry ski turns, which is cool as heck. But we're not that badass yet. So we'll continue our march to Myrtle Falls and then over to Sluiskin, hopefully. Just to take in a little bit of the fogginess. That river down there, or that stream down there, is the Paradise River. And eventually where it comes out, up there somewhere, is Sluiskin Falls. Myrtle Falls is tucked into these trees up here. And if there was no clouds in the way, you'd be getting a full frontal view of Mount Rainier right now. But you're not fortunate enough to get that every time, which is why you got to keep coming back, right? All these holes in the snow are from people coming up here without snowshoes on and very predictably sinking in to their calves or their knees every time.
It's kind of awkward where to plant your holes.
Yeah, holes keep missing footholds. This is why if you're gonna come up here in the winter or go play in the snow, period, you need to be prepared. Because, yeah, Nash and I are huffing and puffing a bit, but it would be 5 times the work if we didn't have snowshoes on. Some skiers coming out of the fog.
Huh. So Myrtle Falls tucked in here?
Yeah. Morning.
What a view.
Right? A little different than when it's sunny and a billion people out. Doing good yourself?
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
thicker ones, aren't they? The
Huh?
skis. The
Yeah,
thicker cross-country skis.
those are all around backcountry skis.
So,
I hear running water over there. I
Oh,
kind of
that's
thought
right.
this was Myrtle, because I know there's supposed to be a bridge. We might have to go one more further over. Let's go take a look. Because if that's Myrtle, we just might as well go home now, because we ain't gonna see Sluiskin. But I do hear running water over here, and I know there's a pretty large footbridge to cross over Edith Creek above Myrtle. I'm not used to coming at it from this direction. I'm used to coming at it from that direction. Yeah, this seems more correct. Oh yeah, because there's the poles to mark where the bridge crossing is. Oh, is it at all safe to get anywhere near? Because I believe the overlook is over here. So, Myrtle Falls is right there. The overlook is down here. I'm going to follow these prints because I know there's a flat spot and a break in the trees where you can see the waterfall. Somebody else came down in snowshoes when it was less consolidated snow, a little more powdery. I believe that flat spot there is where you watch. I'm gonna get out of these prints and just walk on virgin stuff. That way I have more control and more grip over what I'm doing. That way I'm sinking into the snow and it's acting as a brake. Come around, and oh yeah, there she is. Little less impressive in the winter when it's mostly choked out in snow, but the bright side is
oh, look at that.
I'm not fighting for nobody for space to get pictures.
Look at that snow cover on top of it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I'm gonna stop here and take a long exposure now or on the way back.
Let's do it now.
Do it now?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Then there'll be a Myrtle Falls long exposure in the winter right there at that pop. Stare at it for a few seconds with the regular video. Yeah, I know.
There was a trail in
Mom's
front of
got
us, we promised.
Mom's got a picture of us all standing out here in the fall after, or in the spring, like after it's almost all melted out. It was either the spring or the fall, I can't remember, but there was a little bit of snow on the ground. And Jared, Dad and I are up front. She's taking pictures. There was a mountain behind. And we turn around and Jared hucks a snowball at her and she gets the picture of the three of us smiling and the snowball is like right here in the picture. It's like literally right there.
Yeah.
And Jared's like this and Dad and I are grinning, little shit-eater grins. It was great. Anywho, we crossed over Myrtle after getting a short, long exposure. We'll have to try and take another one. The reason I cut it short is because shortly after I started filming, you'll see if you go watch the long exposure, I may leave it in, I may not leave it in, but a couple of guys, probably around our age, maybe a little younger, decided to go skirt the steep snowbank and go sit at the edge of the waterfall instead of going over to the flat platform where we were to get a good view of the waterfall. Now yes, Nash and I may do some dumb things, but there's a fine line of doing something dumb and testing it out,
Having a death wish.
and having a death wish and doing something completely unnecessarily stupid. That crossed that line. There was no reason at all for them. We're gonna go shoot that gap in the trees over there. There was no reason for them at all to be where they were. They weren't getting a better view of the waterfall. They were not in a safer spot. They also had no proper winter clothing on, no snowshoes, and it would be very easy for them to have slipped and slid on the snowbank all the way down and get stuck down in the gorge. But enough of that. I'm gonna go over this hump, go around through the trees, and make our way that direction. But this is eerie as hell.
This is so cool.
This is cool as heck, but eerie as heck.
Look at the little tree.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that guy.
And the valley down below us. But this, kiddos, is why you research where you're going, you know where you're going, have some sort of map or GPS backup.
And you're doing it with somebody else.
You don't go alone. And above all, know when to turn around.
Yep.
We're not going to because I have a good feel for this area. I've been on it dozens of times. It's not actively snowing. The avalanche danger isn't high. I'm not alone. And I know when I want to turn around if need be. If we get to the other side of this trees and the valley looks disgusting, which at this point it does not, then yeah, we'll turn around and call it a day. Or go do something else. We might go up that direction. But we shall forge on. So, we are staring at the upper Paradise Valley. Sluiskin Falls is just barely shrouded in the fog up there. We've come across this interesting face here, but we have stopped because there appears to be some avalanching going on, which sucks because our objective is over there, and if this avalanche spot here wasn't here, it would just be a straight shot over and around. And I know it's going to be sucky to drop down because we have to turn around and go up and over and then cut across up top.
Killing me small.
Decisions. The smart thing to do would be turn around and take a different route.
What?
The dumb thing to do is to go forward and hope you don't get caught. The avalanche danger is moderate. If it was low and there wasn't any recent slide action showing, then I'd just go for it. Problem is, I'm not so much worried about us, it's the ladies behind us. I don't want to lead out here.
Yeah.
Which is funny because there are fresh snowshoe prints and ski prints going over this and probably traversing the avalanche slope.
Maybe they caused it.
They might have. I can hear voices out across the valley somewhere. This sucks because I don't know what the top of this hill looks like, because I know there's a steep creek chute at the other side of these trees here, so we wouldn't cross across that, but it looks like we can. Once we get to those trees we can go, but I see more avalanching up there now that I look closer and closer at it. So yeah, and I see skiers down there now. So I think I'm gonna turn off the video and we'll sit and think about it, but there is a good chance we're turning around and doing something else. Which sucks because I really wanted to get over there. Well, we had a slight change in plans. This steep section I knew about, we were gonna have to cross to get over to Sluiskin Falls, which is, now that the fog's gone, you can actually see. I'll point it out when I get out of the way from behind these trees. When you go around these trees, it's active avalanche, and like it's done avalanches the last couple of days. So we sat there, as you saw, and said, nah mate. So we had lunch down there, looked at Sluiskin. I took a long exposure of the fog rolling off of Sluiskin. I'll put it there. And then after taking that for 15 or 20 minutes or so, we decided, we saw the fog was lifting off the Touche range, and it also looks like the sun might even be trying to come out over the Touche range. So I thought, heck, let's get above these trees in front of us, take a long exposure to the Touche range. So I did that too, and that video is there. So now I'm going to have Nash fearlessly lead us back out, and we'll try and go up and over that ridge line, cross the Edith Creek basin, get up and on that ridge line, and just kind of fart about above Paradise. It's only 12:50, and we don't need to be leaving out of Rex out of the parking lot till 3, so we still got 2 hours to fart around in the snow. Let's go ahead and go make the most of it. Lead the way, valiant steed.
Not die trying to do it.
Oh, you'll be fine. That's why there's metal cleats on the bottom of snowshoes. As you can see, it is squishy and it is kind of steep-sided, but that's why we stopped here and didn't go any further. I'll come down over here and point out Sluiskin Falls. There'll probably also be a red dot. I'll make sure I actually hold the camera still for more than a few seconds. There should be a red dot encircling the waterfall on screen now. But that's Sluiskin Falls. That was our objective for the day. Obviously things conspired against us, so we weren't able to make it there, but that just means we gotta try again some other time. So now we're just gonna go snowshoe fart about above paradise. That is Mazama Ridge. Reflection Lake is on the other side of the ridge down there. Inspiration Point, I believe, is that treed hump there. I'll probably put another indicator where it is. The Tatoosh Range, Unicorn, Castle, Pinnacle. I might have those backwards. Castle might be over here, and then eventually goes to Eagle and Chutla. And that's the Tatoosh Range. And of course the mountain's over there, but you can't see it because I think it's still foggy. Yeah, Nash, so we're going to shoot through those trees over there and dump back into the Edith Creek basin. I'll just follow his tracks best I can. See, this isn't too bad. We're sinking in, but that's why we got snowshoes on. I feel like this is on crooked. Is it on crooked? No. Okay. This is why you have fluid game plans, because not every time, especially in the winter, are you going to go with plan A. It's happened to us, what, twice now? 2 times in a row now we've come up here, and it's been finding a backup plan. Last time we went to Reflection Lakes, we were going to go up to Comet Falls, and we probably could have done Comet Falls anyway. And then this time, instead of, I mean, Sluiskin was no guarantee to begin with, but instead of being able to make it to Sluiskin, we're now just gonna go play around above paradise. Oh well. I'm not upset about it. I know Nash isn't upset about it. We had a good time sitting back over there for the last hour, just soaking in the views. And that's the idea. We soaked in the views, not a soul bothered us, and it was good. Now we're gonna go into the trees, go get back on Edith. I'm gonna pause it because I gotta go potty. Hello! Yeah. So we are now going out into the middle of the Edith Creek Valley. In the summertime, Myrtle Falls is there, trail goes there, and there's a trail junction somewhere in there, one going that way, and one going up that way. So this is just all free open roaming at this point. We're just gonna cruise for a bit. I'll let Nash get a little ahead of me so for scale. But as you can see, it's pretty hard to tell depth and distance when it's just featureless snow. So, again, for reference, in the summer, that steep spot just to the left of that little grove of trees I'm looking at is Middle Fork Edith Creek, and there's a waterfall right in there. And the main stem of Edith Creek comes out from up there somewhere, and the Skyline Trail's up there, and Panorama Point is up in that vicinity somewhere. And the Tatoosh Range, the sun is trying to come out, but there's still multi-levels of clouds. And off to our right, the mountain itself is still cloaked in fog. So we're just gonna roam through. This might be the last real snowshoeing or skiing video of the season. Hopefully not. There's always the possibility. Ain't this weird?
This is so cool.
Uh-huh.
What's that? Are they getting lower?
We'll know we're over the creek when we start going up again. But it's looking like we're getting pretty close to it.
Probably it right here.
Yeah, that definitely feels like it, yep. So there's the bottom of the creek basin, and then just start angling over toward those small trees, and we'll crest that ridgeline up there somewhere. And then we'll be really deep into my childhood. Yeah, we're in the creek somewhere in here. But I mean, that's pretty hard to beat for a view. You don't get to see the Paradise Valley at the bottom, so there's just snow to mountains.
Yeah. I don't want to be wearing these rain pants right now.
So take them off.
My shorts with me.
Eh?
Maybe like this.
Damn, that's when you need to get like bright orange long underwear or something. That'd be gold. So that steep spot above us where those small avalanches have come down is Alta Vista. That is one of the many trails that eventually connect all together up there to go to Panorama Point. You can walk that entire ridgeline in the summer. It's really pretty, but I advise doing it on coming down, not going up, because that is a steep mofo. I'll give you a little bit of space for some depth perception. You know what's sad to think about? This might be our last real winter SnowPlay day of the year, because next week I'm probably gonna be testing for my CDL license, and I'm back to my normal work schedule. And next weekend it could be 55 and sunny for the rest of the spring, and this all melts out in 3 weeks, 3-4 weeks.
This is a good one to end on. It's just fun to roam.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I would have liked to have gone to Sluiskin and Comet and gone and done more stuff up, especially up Stevens Pass, but oh well. We made the most out of it. We got like what, 4 good weekends out of it?
Yeah.
We just have to make sure we don't slack this hard in summer.
What's that guy doing?
They are practicing an avalanche recovery drill. So they all have beacons on, and one of the other guys, he turned around and wasn't looking, and one of their partners buried a beacon for him to go find.
Oh, so they're finding a beacon.
Yeah. In case it happened to him for real, now that way they have practice and skills to go. We really should, if we go out and go do sketchy stuff, we really should be carrying avalanche beacons, but we're not doing anything dumb or sketchy, so it's alright. Alright, onward. Head towards yonder trees, young Padawan. But it's like, next winter, come out, go snowshoe up to the base of Panorama Point, and then snowboard down all this or something. You know how sick that would be? Mm-hmm. Buggies are coming out. The warmth has woken them up. And yes, even though it is cloudy out, the sunglasses are very much necessary, YouTube. You will burn your retinas. Yeah, my eyes are still squinting too. You will burn the ever-living crap out of your retinas and go snowblind. If you think you're going to be on snow for a long period of time, doesn't matter what the weather is, bring sunglasses and wear them. Yeah, polarized would be best. What's funny is I know a lot of people stop in this part of the valley because under our feet is like 10-foot tall huckleberry bushes. especially over along the trail. They're just cruising, yeah. Cruising for the bruising. So, for reference again, I'll stop and look over at Sluiskin and I'll put a red circle up. Sluiskin is there, Tatoosh, Myrtle Falls is right down there and tucked in those trees. And we're just cruising. No trail, no objective besides get back to Rex and start heading down the mountain by 3. So we don't get locked in overnight. But I mean, why not? I'm familiar, very familiar with the immediate Paradise area. It's good practice for snowshoeing. You're not on a trail, so you don't need to stick to any one spot. You can just cruise and put mileage down. It's great. Plus, again, you're not on any one trail, especially on the summer trails, so you get views unique to this time of year. This is fun. This is fun. I think the new working title for this episode is going to be Cruising Around Paradise on Snowshoes. And then I'll probably give it like a volume 1 subtitle or something. Just cause this is the backup plan. If something doesn't work out at Paradise, you just kind of wander. I mean, this is usually what my parents, they come snowshoeing to Paradise. Yeah, they'll stick to a couple of the actual snowshoe trails, but a lot of times they'll just screw it, go up higher. Gives us better views and more down and up practice. I think I'm gonna angle towards him. Cornice, that was the word I was trying to think of earlier. Don't know if the camera was on, but I was pointing out a blue lip up there. It's called a cornice. A cornice or a scarn. I think it's a cornice. Somebody's ski turns from not too long ago. Oh my goodness, it is warm. If we had to go up much further than this, I'd be stopping and taking my jacket off like Nash did. That was probably the smart thing to do. Yeah. I kind of think Mount Adams might be in that cluster of clouds there. It's either over there or there, because I know St. Helens is pretty much due south of us. Do I have service? Can I download my Peak Finder app and figure it out? Because I didn't download it yet. I'll just leave it running and edit it out as part if need be. Oh, son of a... Huh, it's now a $5 app. And I know I bought it once already. Oh goodness gracious, it was the wrong time to take my sunglasses off to do Face ID. That hurt. But now, with the sun out, you can really see or the sun coming out, you can really see the shadowing of the avalanche chutes over there across the valley. Oh, I wish we would have been able to make it to Sluiskin. Oh, look at Nash standing on the apex of the ridgeline, looking like a complete badass and enjoying himself. We might have to sit up there for a bit too. Probably won't take another long exposure. Oh yeah, you can really see up the mountain now. So there is Panorama Point. The mountain in its massiveness would be there. That's the Nisqually Glacier. Dang, I almost wish the sun would blow away all the fog. Oh well. If you haven't been encouraged watching a couple of these snowshoe videos to go out and learn how to snowshoe, I don't know what else to tell you. It opens up literally the world to you. Things you may have seen 100 times in the summer look completely different in the winter. Areas and spots you're not allowed technically to go to in the summer become limited only by your time, your energy, and your speed in the winter. Yeah, being out in the snow may be inherently a bit more dangerous, but it's also so much more freeing, especially when you get out of the trees like this. You can just cruise wherever you want without having a fear of stomping on the flowers. Ha! Oh yeah, there, bud. You smell the spruces from up here.
That's what I was smelling. Hi, Rex.
Yeah. How much the perspective of the Tushes range when you gain a couple hundred feet? Eagle and Chutla and everything else. Mountain's still fogged in, but you can almost see the ridge lines all the way over to Yakima. Yeah. I promise there's a mountain there, I swear. Now, children of YouTube, you have reached the potentially very entertaining portion of today's video, where we are just going BSing about, just cruising, and the sun's coming out. Perfect timing for life. We're just gonna cruise in and out of these trees, keep keep the visitor center on our left shoulder, and the goal is to make it all the way over so we can look down at the Nisqually Glacier and then make our way down to Rex and go home. I just keep shooting for a straight line that direction. No, just cut straight across. Make it snappy, Mr. Potter. Yeah, I think it was this hill exactly. This is the highest Jared and I ever came up on snowboards, and it's pretty much sideways all the way down to there. That was when we were young. Now we're less young.
Hey, we're still young. We still have 15 years left.
Shut up, I know. Until
Before we're old.
I start making Sabrina pop kids out, then we're not young anymore. Don't take that in bad taste, Twitter. We have agreed we're gonna have 2 or 3 kids. I'm not gonna force her to have my children. That is gross and wrong on so many levels. Bouncing up and down these snowdrifts is kind of fun. Yeah. Screw it, shoot the gap, baby. Just don't fall into a tree well. Yeah. So this right here, that gap in the trees to our right is where the Skyline Trail goes up to Panorama Point. Okay. This really steep, stupid spot. It's pretty much right here. So pyramid, I believe. Remember we talked about it and there's like, there's a billion pyramid peaks. I'm like, yeah, well that one's an actual pyramid.
One of the billion.
Yeah, just don't step on any trees and pretty much just keep cruising. Yeah, you can do that. Do you want to go to the right of them or to the left of them? Because this is where everybody crawls up, and that's that steep hill to the Skyline Trail. We have to, where it takes forever to get up. Yeah. And you're sweating bullets. Yeah. So I think that's our last ridge line, so just shoot that way. Sure. Pick a spot and go. There might be one more after that, but we just won't cut too close to any of their camping spots. We won't be those guys. Ugh. Yeah, the snow's definitely softening up.
Let's go spot the snowboard down.
Yeah. Just gotta make sure you stay on that side of the ridgeline because we're now on sloping towards the glacier side now.
It's hot. It's kind of hot.
Yeah, it's not cold. It's definitely not 20 degrees out. It kind of sucks. Oh well. Yeah, I'd say just shoot just to the left of the campsite and see what it looks like. The fog is tantalizingly slowly rising up the mountain. Yeah, I think this is actually the designated winter camping area. Want to try it sometime? You can dig snow. It's legal to dig snow caves too, to sleep in. Yeah, Dad wants to do it with Mom. One of these times, like about this time of year, late March, early April, when it's only getting down to like 35 at night and it's like 50 during the day. Because then you don't need to shoot this far left. I was thinking like there. Because otherwise you got to climb up that steep spot. I think you just shoot there-ish.
So you're going past that tree line?
Yeah, we'll just keep going. Keep going until you run into the glacial trough. And then we'll stop and run that ridge line. I know there's another trail over there. It's I think it's called the Glacier Vista Trail. Took it once with Mom and Dad in the fall when we went up to Panorama Point. Instead of coming down the main trails, we took this side trail. Ran into a female deer munching on basketball-sized puffball mushrooms. She'd take like 3 bites out of one, and then move on to the next one, take another bite, and move on to the next one. Yeah, see, they're all digging snow kids over there, I think. Yeah, dog. I'm gonna go that way and scoot around. It's good for you.
So my legs are really hot.
2,300 calories.
I think I find no gold over there.
Look at those icicles on those rock ledges up there. You know what's funny? The camera's still running. It's been running the whole time. Oh, this is gonna suck. We're gonna have to go way to the right to get this. Oh, this is gonna be less than fun. Oh God! Oh! 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 This may have been slightly stupid, but I'm shooting for the big tree. Oh crap. My legs are warm.
Trying to get snow to kick up the back of my legs to cool it down.
It's like going to Camp Muir, except it's...
Except my legs weren't f***ing hot.
Almost there. Hard part's over with. Holy shiitake mushrooms. Why'd you let me talk you into this?
I didn't say jack shit.
I'm going!
I live.
What'd you say?
I live.
Yeah.
Sure she heard us.
Holy crap, holy.
Alright, that's it.
Or get post hold like I did there.
Yeah.
Alright, we hung out there for, I don't know, half an hour, 40 minutes and BS'd about. But we're gonna traverse this and then head down
Right when the sun wants to pop out.
and be done for the day because it's 2:45. The gate closes at 4, which means we need to be in Rex and on the road by about 3:15. So we're kind of pushing the envelope now. But mountain, still playing hide and seek.
We promise there's a mountain right there in front of us.
Yeah, I swear there's a very large volcano right there. But it's a time to scoot. All these tents are here for a very good reason. This is the designated winter camping area for Paradise, where you can come out, test yourself, see if you got das cojones for snow camping. Eventually, yes, I'd like to see if I can do that. So the next time I drag Nash's sorry butt out to Mowich, we can camp. That's a nice little snow bridge there. But that is not gonna happen this winter. So I guess I'll go into my outro spiel. Thanks for joining us. If you were expecting waterfalls or anything else unique and exciting, I am sorry, but that's just not how it works every time. Sometimes plan A goes so amazingly smoothly, you look like a professional, and sometimes you get skunked and you just kind of wander around for the sake of being out in it. That was today, but we still made the most of it. No real agenda, no real plan, just kind of cruising and herpa-derping about. For reference, we were
Right there.
pretty much right there, and we were chucking snowballs at that poor tree. But today was no real agenda. But again, you don't need to have a real agenda every time. Sure, you may go out and go, I want to go hike this trail to this point. And if you make it, sweet. If you don't make it, find a good enough spot to stop and hang out and just freaking enjoy it. You know, that's the whole idea, is you're out. You're not sitting at home staring at the television or doom scrolling through social media. You're outside enjoying nature, de-stressing and relaxing. Just get out and go do it. Don't do anything really dumb unless you're prepared to mitigate the dumbness and prepared for the consequences, which we usually are. Just go out and enjoy it. Yeah, we were supposed to go to a waterfall, get up close and personal with a waterfall when you only have a couple months chance to do it, but we didn't. So we hung out, enjoyed the views and enjoyed each other's companies. That's really what it's all about. But yeah, like the video down below if you liked it, as I almost eat crap like a scrub on snowshoes. Man, I wish I was that cool.
That's gonna be us next winter.
Until we blow out a hip.
Worth a shot.
Oh yeah, it's totally worth a shot. Stay tuned next winter, kids, where Nash and I go big dumb and try to do that and hurt ourselves. But thanks for joining us again. We really do appreciate it. Even though this is mostly just for, oh yeah, excuse us as we snowshoe sprint. Oh no! Woo! Yard sale, baby, look at the snow I'm kicking up. Go, baby, go. Oh. I inhaled snow. Woo! Oh, I inhaled snow and dumped a whole bunch down my neck. Hold on. Oh. I literally flicked snow and inhaled it on the way by. Oh my god.
Please tell me you got that.
Oh, that's on camera. That's so on camera. But yeah.
Get the thumbnail.
Oh my. Take a screenshot of you going ass over tea kettle. Ah.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is the scorpion.
That's what we call a scorpion, ladies and gentlemen. And luckily his water bottle stayed put, otherwise it would also be a yard sale. But again, that's the whole freaking point. Come out here, burn some calories, reduce your stress levels. Sorry, I got snow stuck on the inside of my glasses, so I gotta get the water out. Burn some calories
Fall in the snow.
eat some de-stress yourself a little bit and just enjoy nature. You don't need, I mean, if you come up to Paradise, cool, be prepared for no parking. We got lucky, everyone else got scared away by the unfavorable, oh goodness, hello, it's trying so hard. It is trying so incredibly hard. But yeah, we got lucky because this was not as nice as the day it was supposed to be. It was supposed to get warm and rainy, and it ended up not raining and the fog lifting. But just go find a trailhead or go find a campground. Read a book so you know where you're going and what you're supposed to be doing. But just go out and go enjoy it. Loosen up, de-stress, burn some calories, and put a smile on your face. Have some fun, but be safe and enjoy it. And please don't destroy anything and ruin it for the rest of us.
Just don't be dumb.
Don't be dumb. But if you're going to be dumb like we are, be prepared for the consequences. That's the thing. We may go do some sketchy, mildly stupid stuff, but we're also prepared for it and it's calculated. It's not like we're just going out half-cocked. Well, yeah, as I was trying to say before Nash decided to go tumble, if you enjoyed this video, leave us a like. It helps with the algorithm. It seems YouTube really likes likes and comments. If you didn't like it, I guess dislike it, but please, if you disliked it, please leave me a comment why you didn't like it so I can make the videos better. And I guess catch you next time on our next adventure, whether it be in the snow or something else. Thanks for joining us. As always, I appreciate you all, and ciao.
Bye.
You want to take a cute couple picture like they are? You want to take a cute couple picture like they are? Have a good one, YouTube.